All right, let's get into it. Today, we're on a mission, and that mission is to take you from a totally blank screen to a real, live, working component inside of Salesforce. So if you've ever thought, hey, I want to build a Lightning Web component, but you just didn't know where to start, this right here, this is your launchpad. Okay, so here's our mission plan. We'll start by defining our goal. Then we'll make sure we have all the right tools. After that, we'll get our project and our connection all set up. Then comes the fun part, actually building the component. And finally, we launch. We'll deploy it and see it go live right inside Salesforce. So first things first, let's be super clear about our goal. Every great project starts with a simple, achievable objective, right? Ours is just that. We're going to create a basic Hello Worlds component and get it live on a Salesforce page. That's it. Yep, that's our target. We're keeping it simple on purpose. There's a reason Hello World is a classic first step in programming. It proves that all your tools are working, your connection is solid, and it gives you that first taste of success. It's the perfect foundation to build everything else on. Okay, goal is set. Now for phase 2, gathering our tools. Before we can write a single line of code, we have to make sure our digital toolkit is ready to go. This prep work is absolutely essential. You really want to think of these tools as the foundation of your entire setup. Without them, your computer just can't talk to Salesforce. Getting this part right from the beginning makes everything that follows way, way smoother. It really boils down to 3 key things. First up, the Salesforce CLI. Think of it as your command line translator for talking to Salesforce. Then there's Visual Studio Code. That's going to be our code editor, our digital workbench. And finally, and this one's crucial, the Salesforce extension pack. It's a plugin for VS Code that basically teaches it how to speak Lightning Web Component. All right, tools are installed and ready. Time to set up our base of operations. This means we're going to create a local project right on our computer and then build a secure bridge, a connection to our Salesforce environment. So you'll hear this term, SFDX project. What is it? Well, SFDX just stands for Salesforce Developer Experience. And the project? It's really just a special folder on your computer. Think of it like a local blueprint for everything you're building. It's where all the files, the code, the configs, everything lives before you send it up to Salesforce. And what about an authorized org? That's just the official term for the digital handshake between your local project and your actual Salesforce instance. It's that secure link that lets you push code from your computer up into the cloud. It's pretty important. Now what's really cool is how easy this is with modern tools. Inside VS Code, you'll use something called the command palette. You just run 2 commands. The first one creates that whole project structure for you. The second one, authorize an org, will pop open your web browser, ask you to log into Salesforce, and boom, you're connected. Okay, our workspace is established. Our connection to Salesforce is secure. Now for the really fun part. It's time to actually build our component. And the whole process kicks off with one simple but powerful command, again, right inside VS Code. We just tell it SFDX, create Lightning Web Component, and we give it a name. Let's call it Hello World. And bam! Just like that, running that one command gives us these 3 core files. And this right here, this is the anatomy of literally every single Lightning Web component. You've got your HTML for what it looks like, your JavaScript for what it does, and that XML file for telling Salesforce the rules about it. It's a fantastic setup that keeps everything nice and organized. So let's start with the HTML file. All we have to do here is open it up and, right between those 2 template tags, we'll type our message. Hello, Salesforce world. That's it. This is the visual part, what people will actually see on the screen. Next up is the JavaScript file. And here's the best part. For our first mission, we don't have to do a thing. The code that's already there is perfect. It's just the basic boilerplate that imports the LWC engine and gets our component ready to work. So we can just leave it alone. Okay, last file. And this step is crucial. This is the metadata file. We have to do 2 things. First, we make sure isExposed is set to true. That makes our component visible to Salesforce. Then we add a few targets to tell Salesforce where we can put this thing, like on a home page, an app page, or a record page. And that's it. Our component is fully assembled. The code is in place, the configuration is set. Now it's time for the final stage. It's time for launch. Let's get this thing deployed into our Salesforce org. So, our local blueprint is complete. All the pieces are in place. Now we just need to send our creation from our computer into the cloud. Here we go. The launch sequence is actually super simple. First, back in VS Code, You just find your component folder, right-click it, and choose SFDX, Deploy Source to Org. Once that finishes, you hop over into Salesforce, open the Lightning App Builder for any page, and you'll see your brand new Hello World component in the list. Just drag it, drop it, hit save, and you're live. And just like that, mission accomplished. You've actually done it. You went from setting up your tools all the way to deploying real code. Your very first custom component is now active and live in a Salesforce environment. That's a huge win. So let's do a quick recap of the mission. We geared up with our essential tools, the CLI and VS Code. We created our project and authorized our org, setting up our home base. We then assembled our component from those 3 core files. And finally, we hit the deploy button and launched it into Salesforce. So you did it. You took that first, most important step, and you proved that you can build and deploy a real component. The foundation is there. The only question left is, what mission will you take on next?